Hi everyone, I'm back again with another fun sewing project. Today I'm going to share with you how to make a fun multimedia card using your mini sewing machine and a variety of different but simple materials. If you are new to crafting or if you are unsure about sewing or card making in general, this is a great project because you can put a variety of different skills to test to discover what you love best. Let's get started. I firmly believe that the best way to begin any card making project is with the envelope, because if you start making a card and you don't have an envelope to match, you will then be stuck with a card without something to put it in. So always begin with the envelope in mind and then start by cutting out the base card. And I've also got a little blue card topper that I've cut out, which is just slightly smaller than the base card. Now, inspiration for the design of your card can come from anywhere, and today I am seeking inspiration from this children's bedtime storybook that I've got laying around. And in there, along the margin, I can see this really cute bee, and I think I'm going to create something related to this bee, which will make for a fun and cute card. So to begin, I take a blank piece of paper and roughly mark out the approximate area of the card topper. This is the area within which I will be creating my bee. And now for the actual bee drawing, I drew a very simple oval shape for the bee's body, and then kind of like a squiggly heart shape for the wings, and then a couple of curved lines for the stripes on the bee, a little triangle for the stinger, and the rest is very simple, just two feelers, a few legs, and we're done for the day. I went over my drawing lines one more time just to make sure everything is nice and clear, and then using a pair of scissors I cut out the main shapes, so the main oval, the squiggly heart shape for the wings, and the triangular shape for the stinger. And now that all the paper pieces have been cut out, I took 3 different colors of craft felt: yellow, black, and gray. This is high quality wool mix felt. And along with that, I took some clear sellotape. And what I then did is I took each piece of paper, placed it on the relevant colored felt, and taped it using the clear tape. Now when you do this, you have to make sure that half of the tape is on the paper and half is on the felt, so that the paper actually sticks to the felt and you can cut all around it very quickly and easily. And I repeated the same with all the other pieces. Next, I simply took a pair of sharp scissors and cut all around the pieces of paper so that I was left with the felt shape underneath it. Now for the stripes of the bee, I cut down the bee-shaped oval one more time so that I've just got the stripes isolated, and then I taped those onto the black craft felt and then cut around them. And I repeated the same for the triangular piece of felt, which would make the bee stinger. Now here you can see all the pieces of the felt have been cut out, and now comes the fun bit where we get to assemble the bee. So I simply take the card topper and started arranging the pieces of these felt on top of the topper. And before I glue them down using my fabric glue, I just want to make sure that everything fits together nicely, kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. And if any adjustments need to be made, I'm going to do those now. So here, for example, you're going to see that the squiggly heart-shaped wings had a pointy tip at the bottom, and I kind of sliced away that pointy tip so that the wings would fit better on top of the bee's body. And then fiddling about with all the pieces, making sure that I'm happy with the placements and the positions of all of those, I proceeded to gently glue those pieces on top of the card topper. Now hopefully this is a familiar sight. We've set up our mini sewing machine. I've got a black thread on top, and inside the bobbin casing I've got a white thread. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by sewing or stitching down this felt bee on top of the card topper. I'm going to go all around the cylinder, all around the wings outline, and just inside the stinger as well. And I'm also going to sew along both the sides and the top and the bottom of the bee's stripes. Now we do need to make sure that whenever we are going over multiple layers of felt, for example where the stripes are, we are going over 2 layers of felt at least, I'm going to increase the pressure on the project using the tip of my scissors. And when I do that, I make sure that the thread from the top spindle does get caught and everything gets stitched together properly. And just to give my project greater definition, I'm going to go around all these bits twice with my sewing machine, and you will see what a nice outline, nice definition this gives our project. Now, even though this video has been sped up, it is very important to understand how important it is to slow down and take your time around all the curves and corners in this little project. So do not rush this, just try to relax, enjoy the process. Make sure you've got something small and pointy that you can use to press down on your pressure foot every time you're going over all the layers, and you should be just fine. And before you know it, our project is done. This is what the stitched down bee looks like. The loose strands of thread that you see are the beginning and ending threads, which are always supposed to be there anyway. But because no one's going to be pulling and tugging on this bee, hopefully, we're just going to snip those away. We're not going to bother with knotting the threads. I mean, you can go ahead and take the time to knot those threads up, but it is not necessary because it's just a card topper. So I'm simply snipping those away. And now we're going to go ahead and finish this project using a Sharpie pen. So I simply drew a smiley face for the bee's face, two little feelers, and some legs under the bee, along with some squiggly lines to show that the bee is actually buzzing around and she's just like a happy bee hovering over some flowers. And then I went ahead and I scribbled in some flowers as well, just to give it that finishing touch. Now, to mount the card topper on top of the base card, I'm using these sticky foam rectangles. Essentially, it's just a thin layer of foam with two sticky sides, and you peel off one sticky side and stick it on one side of the card topper, and then you peel off the other side off of the foam sheet and then stick it on top of the card base. It's a very efficient way of mounting card toppers. It's quick, it's easy, and the glue which comes with these foam rectangles is actually very tacky. It's far more stickier than ordinary glues that you might have lying around the house, so do give these a go. They are a good investment, and personally I found them very cheap. I think either at, I don't know, some kind of a pound shop, I think, but you can find them very easily on Amazon or eBay or anywhere else online as well. And just like that, we have mounted the card topper to create our finished card. I hope you can see how quick and easy this project really was. You didn't have to use any fancy stamps or inks or paints or anything of that sort. Just a few pieces of felt, some cardstock, and your mini sewing machine, or any sewing machine that you might have around the house. I hope you enjoyed today's project and that it gave you ideas on how you too can create some creative cards at home for your special loved ones. Thank you so much for being with me on this sewing journey. I shall try and link down all the products that I'm using here in the description below. If you found this video helpful or enjoyable, do give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel for more fun beginner sewing tutorials. I shall see you very soon. Take care. Bye.